What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of my hip hop review. This your boy Reg in the building. The album I'm going to talk about today is Mystikal. Technically, it's his. Okay, so technically this is his first album, but this was his major label debut. I'm gonna explain all of that in a minute. This was released in 1995 on Big Boy Records, which is Jive Records under BMG. Originally, the album was released on the self-titled. It was released self-titled on the Big Boy Records and stuff like that. So, like I said, I'm gonna explain all of that. Singles album is known for was "Y'all Ain't Ready Yet," which is playing in the background. "Beware." I want to say "Here I Go" was a single. I could be wrong on that. Um, Guest appearances include Insane, Precise, J Quick, J Dog, Precise, Black Menace, Fiend, Michelle Tyler, which Michelle Tyler was his sister, G Quick, the Boot Camp Clique, which not the Boot Camp Clique that you guys are used to with Buckshot, DJ Evil D, and so on and so on. This is like his group, the Boot Camp Clique. You know what I'm saying? And G Slim, and that's it. And producers include L. Precise Edwards and Charles Big Boy Temple. Mystikal, in my opinion, is one of the all-time underappreciated MCs in hip-hop history. Like, his energy is so unique at the time. I mean, he's an MC that was originally he's an MC originally from like New Orleans, Louisiana. And so, speaking of boot camp, he actually joined the army as a combat engineer and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And so, he got into his love of hip hop. Once he got out and things of that nature. But you guys should understand that a lot of like the a lot of Southern hip hop was not really as big around that time. And niggas sometimes were looking at like niggas were looking like at few Southern hip hop as just too country, too slow. But like Mystikal, he pretty much proved them wrong, like with his like rapid fire lyricism, and just listen to him and listen to like other cats around that time and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, his whole fucking steez was just so amazing. And then mind this was before he signed to No Limit Records, because he was originally on like Jive for like the first album, and stuff like that too. So yeah, man. And around this time too, he actually got into some beef with Cash Money Records. Most notably with like the groups UNLV and the Bee Gees, which the Bee Gees consisted of a young BG and a young Lil Wayne and a young Lil Wayne and stuff like that too. Cause and they talked about this beef in like No Limit. Cause this was not the only time that No Limit and Cash Money had a beef, even though he wasn't signed to No Limit around this time and stuff like that, but still. And so Mystikal definitely like threw some shots at them with tracks like "Beware" and "Here I Go," which I will get into that. And UNLV came out with, in my opinion, and I love Mystikal, but the track "Drag 'Em to the River," oh my god! But I don't want to talk too much about that track. I'm gonna talk about that track one day, and stuff like that for a beef episode. But still, but yeah, man. So this is the album. This is the album right here for the major label debut, because, like I said, the original album came out in '94, but it was like under his name, the self-titled, and so it's no different, really no different, because like with this album right here, it added like a few extra tracks. I want to say add like two new tracks and a few remixes too. And around the time of '94, Mystical, his sister got actually killed, Michelle Tyler. That's why he had to dedicate it to Michelle Tyler and stuff like that too. So, yeah, man. Also, one thing before I get into the songs and stuff like that, pretty much, you will never hear Mystical rap like this again, in my opinion. That's not to say that's not a bad thing because Mystical definitely did, Mystical definitely did his thing over the years and whatnot. But back in the day, and I would even throw in like the unpredictable era too. He was like a lot more lyrical and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. So this album has about 15 tracks, but at the same time, not a lot of the tracks have like pretty much like the same subject matter. Like in terms of like subject matter, there's nothing really groundbreaking. Just talking about some hood shit, killing, smoking weed and shit like that. But it's just the way he was rhyming. That's what really made it groundbreaking and shit. So, yeah, man. Track number 1, Y'all Ain't Ready Yet. Very, very, very dope track right here. This is produced by Precise. I love the video for this joint right here. Nice way to introduce yourself. A lot of dope lines on this fucking song. Like, it's gonna be harder to get it up on a my own. Niggas go ring the alarm. Matter of fact, better know what it takes for the back of your head to hit that grass. I mean, Mystical was just going nasty on this track right here. This was like really one of the first tracks from Mystical that I listened to that I actually became a fan of and stuff like that too. So yeah, very, very dope joint. And the video is amazing too, so peep the video. Track number 2, Murderer, which is playing in the background. This track was featured Insane. Definitely a very nice joint right here, just pretty much braggadocio track right here, so pretty dope shit. Next track, Beware. Classic fucking joint. This is probably my favorite track off this album. I love this track. This is energy. This is actually the song where he definitely took some shots at UNLV and stuff like that. I love some of the lines where he says, turn your whole Sunday day cloudy. Bitch, I've been bowed. Now I kick the rest of you into hash. Bow grasshopper, bow to the man and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And so, because they had a song, UNLV, called Eddie Bow and shit like that too. So that's like clearly a shot right there. And even like lines like he said, 5'11", screaming and yelling, I say fuck shit, goddamn bitch, respect me like a reverend, and congregation say amen. Very, very dope shit right here. One of my all-time favorite Mystical tracks. Classic. This is like my favorite track off this album. Then we're gonna get into Mr. Hood Critic. Mr. Hood Critic, that was pretty much a very cool track right here. Just features J Quick and J Dog and stuff like that. So Mr. Hood Critic. So, yeah, nothing really too much about this track. He all did his thing. So yeah. Give me 1 second. I gotta pull up something on my notes because my laptop wants to fuck. Okay, there it is. Alright. So yeah, his flow on that song too was. His flow on that track too was very different and shit like that too. So next track, I'm I'm is another cool track where he's talking about this life, drug dealing in the streets and shit like that. Very, very cool joint. I love the line where he says, you want me to show me the money, you gotta be paying. Pop your ass up out the van and take these rocks out my hand. Cause I don't trust you, and I ain't trying to. Hold up, nigga, I don't know you're gonna reach out at the same time. So yeah, that's a very dope line right there too and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's a very dope line and stuff like that, because it's like in the drug game, you really gotta figure out who the fuck is really in your corner and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm not trying to influence y'all to do drug dealing, but still, Still, everyone's trying to make their own money, everyone's trying to make their own loot. So yeah. Then after that, I'm gonna get into Out That Boot Camp Click featuring Black Mass and Fiend. Yeah, very, very, very dope joint right here. Just him putting his members on and stuff like that. So yeah. Not That Nigga featuring Michelle Tyler. Very dope song right here. I mostly just like this song, mostly like for his breath control. I feel like his breath control was unique. And then track number 8, Smoke Something. I mean, the traditional, obligatory weed song and stuff like that. Yeah, man. Let me see. At the same time, I don't want to skip through a lot of shit. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip around and talk about Here I Go, because like I said, a lot of this song kind of have like the same subject matter and stuff like that. So Here I Go, that's another diss track aimed at BGs and UNLV. This track right here is not, in my opinion, as good as Beware, but at the same time, it's not taking away anything from it either, and stuff like that. So yeah, man, very, very cool joint right here, and it's kind of interesting too because Mystikal ended up signing to Cash Money too, like around after the time he got out of prison, during like the late, early 2010s and stuff like that. Give me 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, man. So Here I Go, very, very brutal diss track right here. He definitely had some lines though, and I was saying it's kind of ironic how he signed to Cash Money Records and stuff like that. Perfect. So yeah, so very, 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 very dope joint right here. What else? And the remixes to Y'all Ain't Ready Yet and Not That Nigga, while I made were cool, I kind of prefer the OG versions, and of course, like the dedicated to Michelle Tyler, that was like, his ode to his sister and stuff like that too. His sister definitely played a huge part. I really need to go to the barbershop. His sister definitely played like a huge part in him rapping, him getting a deal and stuff like that too. So, and that's all the time I have for this album. I'm sorry this review was pretty like not as, cause I really thought this review would be longer than I originally planned, but at the same time, with Mystikal, with this album, it was not really a lot to talk about when it came to this album in terms of like subject matter, but in terms of impact, I have more to say in terms of the impact, because when New Orleans at that time was known for a lot for like their bounce music, a lot for the bounce music and stuff like that. Mystikal pretty much was just saying, nah, this is just my own original music. This is how I'm gonna do my own shit. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much like the best way to describe it. So this was a very good album, very lyrical. I mean, I can't even put this in any like category like that. They call him the James Brown of hip hop for a reason and stuff like that too. So yeah, man, very, very dope joint. And this album actually is out of print, and it's kind of crazy too because, which I'm gonna save this for the unprintable review. He actually had some issues with Jive Records. He actually had some issues with like Jive Records around this time too, because of money issues, which I'm gonna save that for the next review on Mystikal. So stay tuned. So thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more. Peace.